everyone, welcome to another episode of Convos with Sazón with yours truly, Cata Mejía. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Yai Ariza. He is an artist from my home country, Colombia. Bienvenido, how are you?
Good, how are you? Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining me.
No, it's a pleasure. I'm so happy to be here. I'm ready to open up and talk about everything.
Amazing, porque acá estamos en la sala en confianza.
Así es.
So, before we get to your title and what you do as an artist, I want to dive into who you are as a person. What would you say drives you? What characterizes you? And how does that tie into what you eventually have decided to do?
Oh, wow. It's funny because, we constantly, think about estas cosas como, quiénes somos, qué vamos a hacer, para dónde vamos. But, I always say, the moment that I really connected with my country and how I grew up and everything, it really identify even more who I thought I was. I'm all of that from where I'm from, all the Sazón, all the happiness, the dance, of course, everything is just that, but it always inside of me always tries me yo siempre quiero como aprender más, siempre quiero aprender más. No tengo mucho miedo, como al contrario, como que eso me da cierta como adrenaline to try to see what is out there and then what I can do with my body, with my intelligence, with who I am. And then yes, como que soy muy curioso, me encanta aprender mucho. Soy muy apasionado, como todo colombiano. Muy apasionado en las relaciones, en el trabajo. Sí, como pretty much that. Van a conocer más, pero...
Y para los que no saben, you're from Cartagena.
Sí, Cartagena, Colombia. Nacido y crecido allá. Nací en Cartagena. Me criaron mis padres. Toda mi familia está todavía allá en Cartagena. Soy el único que ha salido del país a encontrar nuevas cosas. But yeah.
Okay, so you were just saying how you're the first of your family to leave Colombia, specifically Cartagena. Your family is still there. What do you do now? What type of artistry did you decide to pursue, and how did you start down that path?
Well, first of all, I'm a professional dancer. And I literally started on my street, on my neighborhood, en el barrio Paraguay, en una agrupación que se llama Latin Dance. Todos niños, no studio, just the floor, the concrete, no mirrors, no nothing, just the passion of wanting to dance. That's the first thing I remember because I started around when I was 8 years old. So literally I don't think about anything else. All my memories, that street, dancing in the backyard, in the back of all of the people that were there. The only little child, they were oh, la mascota, ya la mascota. But yeah, I started doing that, and then I literally went from the streets to the actual studio. A guy named Lobadis Perez that had a contemporary company in the center of Cartagena, en Getsemaní, llamada Periferia, se llamaba la compañía Periferia. When I was around 16, I started training professionally, technical dances, all ballet, contemporary, all of that. And then it's I opened up my mind and I was okay, I can do this. I can come outside of my neighborhood and I can learn new things. I can do more with this body, not just dancing on the streets or dancing in, I don't know, in the water park or in outside of the market or whatever. No, I feel I can do more. And he was a big reason why. I actually was talking with my therapist. Guys, take therapy. Therapy is good.
Therapy is so important. And June is Mental Health Awareness Month for men specifically. So here we go.
Here we go. So I was literally talking about that because I was wow, he was a really big part of opening my brain of seeing new opportunities, seeing new things for people like us. In Cartagena, there is and in Colombia in general, for arts is so hard, for opportunities and all of that. So I saw that opportunity and I took it. and I started with them, learned so much, and then was one of the biggest companies in Colombia at the time. We were like traveling the world. Like my first time like going on an airplane was with them to go to Brazil. We went to Tokyo. We went like representing like Colombia, and that was very nice. Because yeah, because it was so different what I'm doing now, being like behind of an artist and dancing. We were the artists then. People were coming to see us and all of that stuff. And then I just decided around when I was like 20 years old to to go to LA because I've been always wanting to like, how I was saying, pursue it in a bigger scene. And with como tenía mucho miedo, la verdad, mucho miedo, pero como te dije, ese miedo me llena mucho de ganas, como the excitement. I was like, okay, like I'm afraid, but I think I can do it. I'm just gonna do it. I don't know how, with what money, no money. Because yes, I was for a regular neighborhood in Cartagena, like estrato 2, like como no much to do, but I decided I saved money and I left. And then so many other things happened in between. But yeah, in between all of that, I have choreographed too. I have my own group of friends. Like I was directing with my best friend that he's now living in Barcelona, Henry Zúñiga. We have like, it was all girls and only me and him, like directing it, choreographing it. While I was in the other group too, I was also choreographing, and in the company too, we were like co-creators. So, and between that, I've been modeling too, trying to learn music too, like piano sometimes and all of that stuff. But like we don't have time to pursue all of that at the same time. So I currently doing more like dancing and choreographing and modeling sometimes. But yeah.
I love that. So there's a few things that you mentioned that I want to circle back on. So the first is you mentioned, despite the fear, I used it as a motivation as opposed to a detriment. And that was kind of what got me going. In those moments of fear and in moments where you may have felt nerves because you've been on huge stages, I told you this when we first met. I'm like, I have been following you for months because it somehow came up como Colombiano that danced with Beyonce. And I was like, okay, first of all, Colombian, you already have my attention. Second of all, Beyonce, like, what? So talk about the fear, talk about the nerves that are inevitable at different stages. How do you face them? Do you have a pep talk that you give yourself?
I always thought about that. And every time like I'm on a podcast or like in a conversation with anybody, I still try to find a way to like share like how I'm not that like afraid of doing things. I feel like I kind of was born with it. I don't know how to explain it. Of course I do fear things. Now in this point of my life, I think I'm really fearing like real like things. I mean, all of those things were like very real, but I was so excited to do it that I was like not thinking of like cuál era el resultado de lo que iba a hacer, sino que yo lo quería hacer y lo iba a hacer no importase cómo surgieran las cosas. No tuve, anteriormente nunca tuve como algo que me decía a mí mismo que lo siguiera. Sí estuve en un momento que aprendí mucho acerca del dinero porque eso es algo que cuando tú sales del país es lo que todo el mundo piensa, cómo vas a vivir, de qué vas a vivir, cómo vas a pagar las cosas, la renta y todo eso. Aprendí mucho de no pensar tanto en el dinero para no como estancarlo. Like I stopped like, okay, like I have $10. Like, no, I was like, okay, I have those $10 and I'm hungry now. I'm going to use 2 and then I will see tomorrow what I can do. No worrying about too much. No like keeping it too much, but really trying to do it what makes me feel good in the moment. Because I'm a huge believer on energies. Like if I'm good, my energy is good. People feel it that is good and I trust good things. Like if I'm stressed all the time, thinking about money, thinking about what I'm gonna do, that everybody else can see that, like, and then really things can like being stuck. Like, and I really think that I always keep like como como poniéndolo a la prueba, como si es verdad o no, y siempre es verdad, como cada vez que hago eso. Pero siempre cuando doy clase, cuando he estado de tour, que también me choco con mis latinos y que somos los que estamos siempre pensando en eso, en el miedo, en que si lo puedo hacer, en que no. Bueno, no solo latinos, pero en general casi todos tenemos como like that fear. And I just invite you to really like, for real, like it sounds like everybody said it all the time, but it's like really truly believe who you are, like, and what do you want, and then what really you think makes you happy. And I think like that is gonna like if you like agarras eso y sigues con eso, yo siento que como like things will happen, things will like come out, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another thing, you talked about your upbringing in Cartagena, in a very particular type of neighborhood. Had you not turned to dancing, what do you think your life would have been like? Had you always envisioned, I want to dance, or it was just always something that was present because it's such a huge part of our culture?
Now that you asked, I forgot this, like the other times that I talk about this, but like at some point I wanted to do what you do. Like I wanted to like como comunicaciones, quería ir a incluso como tomé el test en la Universidad de Cartagena y no pasé. Es como que la vida me está diciendo como que no, tú
Acá
ahí
no
no
fue.
tienes que estar. Pero a mí siempre me ha apasionado baile, como yo bailo desde los 8, como les dije antes, como I always thought of it and I always wanted to do it and I always was like something was
Attracting you.
sí, como jalándome. Aquí es. Entonces, yeah, like I thought of communication, and like even in my school I was like the leader of like the radio station on my high school and all of that stuff. And then I tried it, but there was no like something always was like dance, 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 and things were like moving. So I think I pretty much like outside of like trying to do communication, I think I always had it in my brain like I want to dance, I want to dance, I want to dance. And every time I saw a little opportunity, I would just go for it and try it. And it got me where I am right now, I think.
I want to know if there are other dancers in your family. And the reason that I ask is because our environment influences a lot, right? And so when we're younger, we kind of, our first layer of knowledge is, okay, my dad, for example, he's a doctor. My mom is a psychologist. So that starts becoming as a real option because I know for a fact someone who has done it. Did you know at any point before you started your career anyone who pursued dancing firsthand? Or did you kind of dive deep blindly?
In my family, there is nobody that I know that is like an artist. Like, there is a musician or like an actor or a dancer. Like, nobody in my entire family is, if I know. Now, I have some like far like cousins and things like that they want to dance and they're dancing, but they're not like close family that I grew up with. Yeah, like I think I just dive in. Me lancé con los ojos cerrados. Y yeah, like that's what I've been always wanting to do. But now I'm like 28, almost. I'm not 28 years.
When is your birthday?
July 14.
Mine is July 27th.
Oh.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Send me gifts. Thank you. Yeah, like I don't know. Like at this point in life, like I've been thinking about like, is this just one life that I have to live? Is this I can only be on like this artist that I am right now, or I can try to learn different type of things. Like I don't know, on the other side too, not only in art. I don't know, and learn how to, I don't know, make wine, how to cook, how to, I don't know, like,
Yeah.
you know, but everything is like slowly, you know. We ask for things in life and then you receive it and then you got to leave that and then see what is next after.
You evolve.
Yeah, you evolved and then like we cannot be putting too much in the plate sometimes because not everything will come out, but yeah, I think I should just dive into it.
Let's talk about the stages that you've been on and who you've danced with, right? So I know of Rosalia, Katy Perry, Doja Cat, Beyonce, Daddy Yankee. Who else? And also tied to that, what experience has come as a result? So have you had favorites? Have you had any anecdotes that come to mind? Give us the inside scoop. Like, what goes on that we don't know about?
This thing I always forget is so funny because like I've never thought of being like I never have taken a job because of who's the person. You know, like I'm always being open and like most of the dancers I know, some of the people I know, they always do this like vision board. Like they literally put people they want to dance with or work with or places they want to go. I have never done it. Because again, like I'm trying always to have like a very like open door for whatever life want to give me or have to like, I've thought of things that, oh yeah, I would love to dance for Beyonce. Oh yeah, I would love to dance for Rosalia. But like it's not the purpose of why I do like what I do, I always been driven by just like solo bailar y eso es lo que siempre me ha como puesto ahí afuera y estando en Los Ángeles, que es un lugar donde hay demasiados bailarines de todas partes del mundo y las oportunidades son tan escasas que para llegar a que te den un trabajo, like, people really need to like you. People need to, like, talk good about you. You also have to have talent and all of that stuff. But I feel like, how I say before, when I say, like, I'm Colombian and this is where I'm from, things started to come out. And then all the people you say also so many Latinos like Raúl Alejandro and like a lot of champeta singers in Colombia, Ricky Martin, like Mr. Black, Twister, like so many other names that every time, like I said, I don't remember. Like of course I remember, but now like I don't remember all of them. But some of my favorites has been, of course, like the closest of my culture. Is being like Daddy Yankee dancing his music because I grew up with the music. I know what the music means, like, and dancing it with him literally around the world for like 6 months. It was very exhausting. Me cansé mucho, la verdad. Me lesioné y todas esas cosas, pero valió mucho la pena porque además que fue el último tour que él hizo de toda su carrera. Um, pude bailarlo también para mi familia. Fuimos a Colombia, mi mamá vino a Medellín, mi hermana vino a Medellín. Fue muy lindo verlas orgullosas, como... y yo siempre me encantó hacer ese show, porque todas las canciones me las sabía, las cantaba mientras las bailaba, como, like, era muy increíble. Aparte de él, me ha encantado y siempre lo he dicho que ha sido una mejor experiencia que he tenido en mi vida, ha sido con Rosalía. Además también por el habla español, entiendo todas las canciones, sé lo que dicen. Y de todas las personas, incluso outside of Beyoncé y todo esto, porque yo de verdad era un fan de
Rosalía.
Yo soy todavía fan de Rosalía. Y cuando me llegó la oportunidad, yo no lo podía creer. Como que yo siempre me acuerdo de dónde estaba, cómo estaba, qué estaba haciendo el día que
Cuéntanos,
me dieron
¿dónde estabas?
De hecho, estaba haciendo un trabajo con con Jennifer López en un momento. Iba manejando hacia el ensayo. Y un amigo que estaba, like, taking the ride with me to the rehearsal, he was like, oh, like, I'm waiting for this job, but I cannot tell you yet until, like, I have it. And then just when, like, literally when he was telling me the story about it, like, I got the call for my agent. It was, like, his agent, too, like, the same agent. And he was like, maybe it's the same thing. And then I answered, and then she was like, well, like, the choreographer of Rosalia. And I was like, wait, what? Who? Like, no. And I was just literally, I had my car, like, I just got my car, and I literally got it, and I was, like, pretty much learning how to drive. And I'm going, like, en las montañas de Los Angeles, it was, like, this. And I was like, no, you cannot tell me this right now. Like, I'm sweating. But she told me, and then we had to wait like a week because they were like, send people profile and they have to dive in and she have to pick. And I was for a whole week, like, on my phone, like, trying to see, like, how, if I'm going to get picked or not. Finally, they told me I get picked, and I was like, oh my God, like, and then the rehearsals were, like, in Barcelona, and I was going to Barcelona for, like, a month.
I was going to ask, what is that process? So you get called by your agent with an opportunity. From the point you're selected to the point we see you on tour, how long does that usually take? Does it depend? How long are the rehearsals? Like, tell us about the behind the scenes of truly what it takes until the point we see you on stage.
Yeah, it depends of the artist or the budget they have. But normally it's like around no less than a month at least of like rehearsals for the tour. This was a month, and we didn't really have a month. We didn't really need a month because they already like the show. Because I got in for the festival run, she already have done like kind of the tour. It was like a theater tour that she did, like the first, because she still haven't done like a arena tour or a stadium tour yet. So I got in for that, like 4 dancers left, and then they added four, because some of them were like working for Raúl Alejandro in the moment and all of that stuff. So we had a month just to add us and change some stuff because it was like a new version of the tour they already have for the festival round. It was more happy, a little less contemporary, but it's still like the base of it. But that is like that experience was like the dream experience of working for a tour, like of an artist for an artist. I had really crazy experiences and all of that stuff, but this was a really good one. Like I went to Barcelona, not too many long hours of rehearsal. We were just there learning it, really good vibes, not many people. We were only like 9 dancers. So it was easy to like connect with everybody. Um, Super nice porque todos éramos de diferentes partes del mundo. Había un brasilero, un italiano, un español, un dominicano, yo era el colombiano, y gente también pues de Estados Unidos. Habían 2 chicos que eran pues de parte de algunos estados de Estados Unidos. It was super relaxing. She was there every day, like every day with us. As soon as we started and then we were finished, everybody were finished. And I got in love with Barcelona. My sister lives now in Barcelona. Like I introduced her to all the people that I met there, which is crazy, because everything just
Full
goes
circle.
around like this. I have it. And yeah, like it was like one of the best. So after the rehearsal run, you do some production rehearsals, and we went to another part of Barcelona to do the production rehearsals with the stage, with the lighting, everything together, and then you start on tour. And then on tour was so fun because it was a festival run, so we didn't have too many shows a week. It was just like 1 or 2 shows a week, and then we had so much time to be in the city, so much time in Italy, so much time in so many places. Like we went all over Europe, and like it was just the best. And she's the best. She's always checking on you. I got injured in my lower back in one of the shows, and I couldn't do like 2 shows after, but she was checking on me, texting me, sending me like voice notes, like we missed you in the show. Like that makes a lot better the job, which I don't never see it as a job, but sometimes it becomes a job, because the way we get treated, the way the productions go, the way rehearsals goes, the way they want to overnight it, or like all of that stuff. Like a mí una de las cosas que me estresan de más es como the overtime. Like yo after 8 p.m. I'm done. Like you got me here for 10 in the morning until 6 p.m. That's everything I got. I need a life. Like I need to also do things with me. Sometimes in this industry they forget about that. Like they forget about we're also human. We need to eat. We need to do things outside of what we do, because this is not all what we are. I'm also other things, and I want to read. I want to watch a movie with my boyfriend. I want to do other things that if we're there all night, no, like, and then of course, like, is at the end of the night is their project, and they're just like, okay, I need to do this. I need to whatever it takes. But I feel like it needs to be a level of respect,
Yeah. How do you set boundaries in those circumstances? Because I'm sure it took time, right? From when you were starting to where now you're more established. So how have you been able to find your voice in that type of situation where you're tired, but they're asking you to work more? Talk about that.
Well, it's been a long fight, and it's still a fight. In our industry, like has dancers, because we still have to change so many things, like the way, like the payment, the overtime, the rehearsals schedule, the things of the shows, how many shows they are, and then how many breaks we have. But I feel like every time, I think like the first job I was so blessed with the first job I did in LA that was working with Lil Nas X. The group of dancers were like experienced dancers, like people that I've seen before I start working. I was like, I got that job and I couldn't even believe it. Like, ese fue el momento donde pasó la cuarentena y yo dije como, I finally got my papers, I finally got my green card. So it was like for 2 years I couldn't go back to Colombia. And then and the quarantine passed and it was hard, whatever. And then I got it. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Colombia. And then I got my ticket and I was like, okay, mom. But literally 2 days, like literally 2 days before going back to Colombia, I got the email of like this artist with this dream choreographer that is Sean Bankhead that he works with everybody. He wants you for a job. And I was like, huh? Now that I have to go to Colombia, I was like, mom, I will see you in December because like this is I've been waiting for and I cannot just go. Like, I will see you. Like, you're going to be there. But working on that project, I learned so much that a veces como no todos tenemos esa oportunidad de trabajar como in a dream team of like people that have worked so much that they already know what they're worth and what they can do and what they can ask for, and they're not scared to ask for that. Because most of us are also scared of like losing the job, or I'm on a visa and I need the job to prove that I'm here.
Or bad reputation or something.
A bad
yeah.
reputation. I don't want them to like talk bad about me or all that stuff. But I feel there is a way, and I always think me has a business outside of I'm an artist, because that's how they see us too. It's a business, and I hate to pay you. You do your job, and then you go. You know, and then that's how I learned from them that we also business, and there is a way to negotiate things without looking like unprofessional, looking that you're not a good, dancer, or like you're just like being a kid haciendo pataletas, ¿sí me entiendes? Como like, no, there's a way to how can I talk. So it's like, I feel like we need to learn how to talk. We need to learn how to like negotiate with like yourself, And then I learned, and then from them, because we had to like put our step down and say, no, we're not gonna do this. You can do whatever. We're not taking that flight unless you change this, without fear. And then I learned with them not having fear. And then if I get out of that job, it's for some reason I cannot let them, like treat me in a bad way. Like, because this is a job that requires so much time and so much money, so much like injuries, things in your body and mental too. Like just of making the decision of going to LA, of pursue this, is a lot that takes from you, like mentally and everything, trying to be liked, trying to be validated, like all of that stuff. So I feel like we have to think about that, how much it takes you for you to like think about your worth and say like, no, like I'm not gonna take this, like please, no, like this, even though like I'm sorry, like we need to find a balance. Sometimes you would do the job because it's your dream. It's like, it's my dream, unless like, like, or he's already there and then you enjoy the traveling because you just want to travel. But like, I feel like sometimes we need to stop being like selfish about it, because what I also learned and what I've also been trying to do is like making decisions for the people that are coming next, like not only for me, because like, okay, yes, I want to dance for these people, so I'm gonna like take the pill and then don't say anything. But no, like we need to say it, because these other people, at least not for me, but like the people that are coming, they have to have that dream that we have in our brain, that how it's supposed to be. They have to live it like how it's supposed to be, like we need to be respected. We need to have the time we need to rest. We need to have the proper people. We need to have physiotherapists. We need to have all of that stuff that in order to asked to do a good job. But it's a fight that is like that can be for so many years. It's still happening. It's still gonna happen. But while I'm on a job, I try my best to stand for myself and make everybody to be together for the things that are like basic, like
Yeah.
like a basic thing to get the job done.
You mentioned that you have had crazy experiences. Which of the crazy experiences would you be willing to share?
Oh my God, there is so many.
Which stands out?
Oh, wow. This is like the worst I ever been. I never even have this experience in my life, not even in Colombia. Like, it was also like a dream job with a dream artist. Of course, I cannot say who it is, but I got the job literally. I was in New York also when I got the opportunity. I was like, okay, like, wow, yes. Like, we were going like overseas. We were gonna rehearse in Europe. I was like with one of the best choreographers that is in the industry that everybody loves. He was like, oh my God, yes. Like, and so many of my friends. And like, I was like, oh my God, yeah, I'm going. But as soon as I got there, like the rehearsal started, she was never there. Like the artist was never there. He was like, but where are you? Like, this is your project. Like, you should be here. Like, you should be trying to like connect with us. You should be, like, because I also grew up with contemporary, and then of course it's not the same thing, but it comes when you do contemporary pieces, you connect more with the story. Like, you make it more yours. Like, leemos juntos, creamos juntos. Hay mucho más tiempo de creación. Like sometimes in a contemporary company, you take a whole year, maybe like even a year and a half, like to like build it up, like take stuff, like
Yeah.
just for a whole day, just trying to make one piece, one little thing, like it makes it more yours. And then I feel like we in this side, we no tenemos tanto eso. Como casi siempre es como you learn the choreos, you don't even know sometimes how the stage looks, how was the direction of it, like why they're doing that, like why is the music art connected like that, what's the story behind it. Like most of the times we don't know that. Like,
Bueno, y eso también se nota como audiencia en términos de qué tan conectados están. So the fact that you were saying that the artist wasn't there, I'm sure that maybe affected how connected you felt or how comfortable you
Yep.
felt in the end.
Yeah. And outside of like, I got there to that job a little later, and then people were already rehearsing for like 2 days. And then I got there and they were already learning like 6 numbers. And then I got there and had to learn 6 numbers in like 2 hours because this choreographer just want everything like perfect. So when she got there, she was like, okay, did you learn everything? Like, are you ready in 2 hours? I was like, okay. I mean, I'm a fast learner though. I did learn it in 2 hours. But
Muy
it was
bien.
like, it was like, are you gonna say hi? How was your trip? Did you get here good? Like, it was, I don't know, it was hard to learn it. You don't have to have it perfect, but like, did you learn some? Like, no, like, But the rehearsals got in, and then like almost at the end of the rehearsal, there was like for like almost 3 weeks that we went like from 2 different parts of Europe just rehearsing. Also, like the weather was horrible because I'm also like from the coast and I need my sun. And then if I don't see the sun, it's a problem. On top of all of that, I managed myself to be present. But then she never arrived. And then for like the 2 last rehearsals arrived, so chill, like nothing happened. So late at the end of rehearsal, and she pretended us to stay over time. After being in rehearsal from like 3 p.m. until like 11 p.m., she wanted us to stay like in la madrugada. I'm like, my brain doesn't work like at this time, and then you wanted to come now?
And I'm
No.
sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a level of leading by example. I'm sure it would have been different if this artist would have been present from day one, if maybe they would have been more human towards you, if they were also putting in the same hours that you were. I'm not saying it necessarily is an automatic yes for overtime, but it probably makes it a little bit easier to be like, you know what, maybe today, yes.
Yeah.
Me sacrifico porque veo que tú también te estás sacrificando.
Exactamente. Yo siento que, like, Eso es lo que debería hacer. Obviamente, a lot of the times they don't need to be there all the time we're
Yeah.
there because, some of them learn outside in a different spaces, which is incredible. A lot of the times, like if they're learning, they come to rehearsal already done because some of them know that. Like, like, yeah, like, and then right now I'm also working with somebody that actually understands all of that. Like, and I'm like, Rosalia and Lady Gaga has been like the best jobs I ever done that actually doesn't feel like a job at all. Like she's so aware of everybody and she understands how much she needs to care for the people that are with her on stage. That also shows up. Like we knew everything about it. She was there with us. Everything is like and she all the time she's like telling us good things about us, which is so true whatever she says, and it feels so like true, like so organic. It's not
Mm.
like she's just trying to say something just because she's the leader. No, like
Yeah.
it's things that makes it better. And then we never got asked from her like get stay for overtime ever, because like she understands how much you have to feel as an artist and then how much you have to rest
Hmm.
and everything. So everything just makes sense when it's like that. And I before going to this job, I had to make a decision of if going to a job that I already know and so many people have say so bad. There is so many things that happen with that artist,
Yeah.
and I already have done it too. But it's a dream too. It's been a dream for me since I was young, and her, and I was like, I heard, and I also heard so many good things about this artist that I was like, and I have never worked with her, and I was like, you know what? I'm going for my peace, and it might be a dream job, and it's been a dream job now after all of this.
Yeah.
I've been having what I've been always wanting to have, and I will always deserve a good pay, good treatment, very respect, like everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. Amen for that. And it's what you were saying earlier. You attract what you give out. And it comes with years of experience of living and learning, of trial and error, as you continue to reflect on how you've gotten to where you are. Is there maybe a key moment that you could pinpoint that without that moment, you maybe would not have made the decisions that you did or gotten the opportunities to get you as far as you've gotten so far?
Yeah, I feel like wow, now that you say everything is just goes like in the same buckle, en el mismo círculo. Um, yo siempre he dicho que cuando yo tuve 16 años, mi vida cambió por completo. A mis 16 años. Mis 16 años, like, I was a different person before this 16, and then after my 16, I was like a whole switch. And that year, I made the biggest decision of my life. I was like, and I think if I didn't make that decision at that time, nothing else would have happened. Like I just graduated from high school. I didn't want to go to school to do anything. Like I literally wanted to dance. Like and just because our families and all that stuff, what you're gonna do, what you're gonna do, what you're gonna do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, I thought about doing like communication and then finishing something I started when I was in my school. There was like logistics, sport logistics, things like that. That I never saw myself doing it. But I was like, okay, and then I was in a really unhealthy situation on the team I was that I grew up with, because like we were so young, we were just dancing so much, and at that time we were not getting paid at all. I was there from when I was like 8 years old until my 16, and then we were just there like over and over, and I was growing up, and I was like, okay, like I'm doing so much. I'm not also dancing, but I'm also choreographing. So like, what are we gonna do? And at that time, we all decided to leave that place, as a whole, like we were like more than 10 of us, because we were like, no, we cannot keep this happening. Like we are so talented, we have so much to do, and I cannot live my whole life here in this neighborhood and dancing here, which is, I'm a beautiful place. There is still happening. There is so many kids that are still going to that team and they're still learning, and they're so beautiful because you learn dance and the art from the actual passion. Like there's no mirrors, there's no nothing. It's literally the passion of just wanting to dance as a whole, how dance started, So, yeah, if it wasn't for that, and then after that, everything else just started like going. So like after that, I start going in the contemporary company, and the contemporary brought me to other things, and I got the visa, and then I make the decision of moving, and all of that. It wasn't because of that decision. It's
Yeah.
like something opens our eyes, and we were like, no, no, we need to move, and then that was like the decision actually.
Who was the first big name artist that you worked with?
Actually, it was in Cartagena. I was so excited porque en Cartagena, como les digo, en mi tiempo cuando estaba más chiquito, ahora las cosas han cambiado un poco y han habido un poquito más de oportunidades, pero igual no es como super big
Claro.
in industry, staging, all that. There's like much to do. Casi nunca los artistas van a Cartagena, casi siempre van a Bogotá, Medellín, maybe
Barranquilla, si
Cali
acaso.
y en Barranquilla, si acaso. Pero en ese momento yo tenía que como 17, 16, 17, que Ricky Martin vino a hacer un video musical.
Muero.
Sí, y justo contrataron al director de la compañía, hicieron audición, fue un momento como mi primera audición, yo nunca había estado en una audición y todo el mundo hacía una audición y quedamos en el video y hice el video y de ahí conocí una persona muy importante en mi vida que me ha ayudado mucho, que también es bailarín y es cantante y hace profesor de yoga. Am, entonces, sí, como que pasaron muchas cosas en ese momento. Y él fue el primero, like a big name, yes, like Ricky Martin.
Going back to what it's like to perform, right? So I'm not going to say what's a typical day because I'm sure there is no typical day, but taking out all of the variables that make each tour unique, right? Let's say tonight you had a concert. First of all, you probably wouldn't be here, but on a normal day, what do you do to prepare yourself to be on stage? So the rest, the nutrition, tell us about that side of things too.
Wow, yeah. Like I also have learned like through all the time because like coming from the streets, dancing inside of the concrete, like that's so bad for
Las
you that I
rodillas.
didn't know until now. But I have learned with all the tours I've done, and now at this point of my life, this is so much more mental than physical. My preparation, if I can, which is so few times, I need like a time for myself, like literally just me with my brain and my thoughts, and then try to like prepare my body, stretch a little bit, do maybe some yoga, like maybe call my mom, say hi to my mom or my boyfriend, like have so much things that like como que alimenten mi mente
Tu
in
alma
a
también.
good way in my corazón. Um, Pero aparte de eso, casi siempre trato de ir mucho al gym. No entreno en el gym like just weights. Like I've learned to with like physiotherapists and entrenadores a way to prepare like my body and not like kill it too. Like be ready for the show and then have a good. And I normally do that. I eat a lot. And I will say I never look really what I eat. I'm from the coast. Like I grew up eating everything. Like
Pescado frito, arroz.
arroz de coco, so many things, fry empanadas, rice, beans, like muchas cosas fritas, las carnes, los pollos. I eat everything. So like most of the time I kind of see, but I have a really good metabolism, so I don't have to
De los
worry
dioses.
too much about what I eat. But I should be worrying about what I eat with, like all the bad products we eat in United States and all that stuff. But yeah, I try to eat a lot of veggies, greens, a lot of fruits, a lot of meat. Yeah, and I go a lot of the Colombian. Yo voy a bastante a mi restaurante colombiano.
Es que no estando en la tierrita de uno, you really do need something to keep you connected. Y la comida es the easiest way to the heart too.
Ay, no. Es muy bueno. Voy a La María, se llama La María en Los Ángeles. Si van a Los Ángeles, vayan a La
Anotado,
María.
anotado. You just mentioned that a big part of the preparation is actually mental. I love that you mentioned that because I'm very curious to know when you're on stage, how do you stay focused? You're surrounded by people, right? There's dress changes, there's music changes, there's so many transitions. How do you stay in the zone?
Oh my God. Every time is so different. Like every show is like a different point, you know? I recently had one of the best experience of my life. I don't know if I'm gonna have something better than that, hopefully. But if not, I'm completely happy what I had already has a dancer on stage. We just performed for like 2+ million people in Brazil
With who?
with Lady Gaga.
Okay.
I never thought of seeing so many people watching you and screaming so hard. Like sometimes I just could like hear them more than I was hearing her on stage. And I grew up not dancing with in-ears. We have these things that call in-ears that we use to hear the music in the right time, because if we don't have it, we just hear the echo. And I grew up not using that, dancing with all the champetudos and maybe the reggaeton, and like in that time I was dancing with like Gracie or like these people. I never used that, so I used to like enjoy so much people screaming. So that was like como
Motivating.
una gasolina que yo tenía ahí, ¿me entiendes? Como, and so sometimes, like most of the times, I dance only with one, so I left the other one open so I can hear the people. And a lot of times in that show, I literally took them both off. Like I was like, I need to hear all of this. Like I'm never gonna be here again. Like I'm never gonna have 2 million people like on front of me. Hopefully again next year, whoever is dancing there, if you can hire me. But yeah, that was like so huge. I mean, in that moment, I literally like talking about like what I think when I'm doing the in the show is like in that time I thought about everything I've done in my life, like what led me until that moment. And then I was like, I'm gonna do this for me, and I'm gonna try to be so focused and enjoy this for myself. But I also thought of it because I'm full creyente de la energía. So también pensé en todas las personas que amo y todo lo que ellos también like deserve to have. Like all of them also deserve to have a moment like that on whatever they want, you know? So I try mentally and energetically share that and energy that I was receiving in the moment with them, like through my brain. I don't know how, but I kind of do it. And it was so little and so fast. And then I just focus on that, and I dance for them and for myself on that and that. And it changes, like sometimes I dance for like I have such a bad day and I have a show, and then lo filtro en medio de la danza. Y a veces también cuando termino el baile, la mayoría de las veces, I have a different vibe. Como que la gente también te da mucha energía. Sí. Ellos están ahí como para verte. Y yo de verdad disfruto demasiado como estar on stage. Like, every time I'm like, yes, like, put me there, and like, give me a good thing, and then...
O sea, que el público, la verdad, marca una diferencia enorme.
Demasiado, como you're there, like, to perform for them, And also, like, this have take time for me, but, you learn also how to, like, to do that, but also give something for yourself. Yeah. Not only just perform for them, because they are there, and then just, the changes and all of that stuff, but, like, I have learned to, like, give them something, and then, but also take something from them, that I'm not, like, leave the stage empty.
Speaking of learnings, what is something that you wish you had known when you were first starting in the industry that you think is important to share for those who may be starting this path?
I think I always also say this on my classes, my dance classes, because I don't teach too much. I don't feel yet to, like, I'm ready. I might be, but I don't feel like I have the love of teaching so much. I'm still in an era, like, I want to receive, I want to keep learning.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to have that era on, like, I want to, like, give so much. But every class I do that is so little, I say that we need to take anything you do so seriously that literally your life depends on it. Like, it literally depends on it. Because if that's what you want to do for life, it's like you need to really take it like for real. Como, ¿qué necesitas hacer? Como bailarín, eso lo sabemos. Necesitas entrenar bien tu cuerpo, comer bien, entrenar bien, de verdad. Como entrenar de verdad. Como no just go to classes and then not do anything and then barely like, and then go to class with all your problems and then you don't even like, you waste your money, you waste your time. No, like really learn how to like separate things, really learn how to like put the right energy into your craft. And then like, you know, look, and then a lot of us don't know how to spend our money good too. And then it's normal too because you're young and then we grow up and then you're like 16, 17, you want to party, you want to buy shoes, you want to buy clothes, you want to like, but then life continues and then it's like it's not like not doing that, but like doing it in a smart way. Okay.
Balance.
Like, yeah, doing a very much balance and investing in what you do. If you don't also, if you come from where I'm from, I have to really learn how to like manage my money because it really is like little jobs that I have here and there that I really have to know how to manage. I'm not gonna have a show and then I spend it all in liquor or like going out with my friends and then I don't have anything. And then people from outside or people from my city is teaching an incredible thing that you have to pay for and then you don't have the money to pay for it because you know like, so it's really like taking everything seriously. I always said that, de seriedad, con la seriedad y mucha disciplina, la verdad.
What about the process of selecting an agent and making sure that it's a mutual fit just as much as when opportunities come your way? What do you kind of keep in mind before making a decision to move forward or to not move forward? Like, what's really important to you?
Las energías.
Bueno, y eso no se puede enseñar, desafortunadamente.
See, like I always really have to think, and it's so hard, guys. Like I've been in situations when I have like different opportunities that I really don't know what to do, but then I just sit down and I really think of like what I really want to do. Like we really have to really go for those things that are really, you know, for sure gonna make you happy. You know, like it's so hard sometimes because sometimes we're like literally en el vacío, casi en el vacío de que no tenemos dinero, de que necesitamos pagar renta en X and Y, like things or like my visa or whatever. But I like, trust me, it will really change everything. It will look like you don't have options. You don't have like, you cannot make that decision because you're not gonna have to pay the rent the next week. But like, that is gonna bring you so much happiness, and then that energy is just gonna like come back to you in a different way. And I had to learn it, and I learned from this family, and I want to give a shout out to them. La familia Seco, they're actually Colombians too, and I met them
Que viva!
I met them in LA, and they were the ones that like teach me somehow to really believe in what I want to do, you know? I was in that time after like quarantine, like trying to like work because there was no work. I didn't have papers. So I was like doing whatever. I was like helping an electrician to work like electricity because there was nothing to do. And then I was like in a gym working in an Equinox. And they were like met me and I was like, oh my God, you have so much light. Like you came from Colombia to dance, not to be working for other people in these type of jobs, which are not a bad job. People like to do that. But like that's not what I wanted to do. And they were like, try it, like really trust it, like leave the job and start pursuing what do you want to do, start teaching, like start doing something, like, and then one thing are gonna take you to another. Manifest, but also work for it, like like put it in your brain, like put it really in your brain and believe it, but also do things that are gonna take you there, because like it's not just like, I'm gonna manifest, I'm gonna sit down in my house. No, like do
it's
it.
not gonna fall from the sky.
Nothing, but that has made me, and with my agents I also make sure to like, I've been having the same agent forever, and I make sure from the beginning to make a human connection, not just for business, not just for they wanting to put me anywhere. I'm actually trying to like talk to them, see them whenever I can, not just for fun because we're busy and whatever. No, like go to see them, bring them something, like talk to them about their life because they're also working for you and you're working with them too. And it's always been like that. And it has been very beautiful. But I think all of that.
I want to know, and you've mentioned a little bit of this, but like some of the biggest obstacles that you have faced, you know, you've mentioned being put in positions where over time, whatever the case may be, but is there a moment where you look back and you're like, wow, yo en ese momento no sabía si lo iba a lograr, or how I was going to get out of the situation or move towards what I wanted?
There was this moment actually when it was the moment when I actually learned how to deal with the money for real. And it was when I was in LA. I just got there. I went to LA for the first time with money just for stay for 1 month, and I was gonna stay for 6. And I did not know what I was gonna do. But then in that time, at some point, after paying rent for the month, paying all my classes, because I was like, I'm gonna pay my classes for the whole month in limited. I pay in limited classes on this studio that doesn't exist anymore. It was my favorite studio. It's called David Reynolds. I pay that. I pay rent and I bought groceries para mes. And I had nothing less but like maybe like $100 for like transportation. And there was a day that I literally had $1, nothing else. Not have no more job. I didn't have a job. I didn't have nothing to go. And I had $1. And I was like, wow, like I had $1. And I didn't know what to do. But then it comes la responsabilidad de tomar decisiones propias también. Como I was like, I'm not gonna call nobody. I'm not gonna be like, Mom, nothing. I'm gonna say, let's just wait and see what is gonna happen. I'm not gonna stress. I have that $1 now, but who knows? There is a tomorrow. Let's see what is a tomorrow. But that day, I was like, wow. Like the entire day, I was thinking like what I was thinking coming here for like with this amount of money for this time, like I'm gonna survive. This is gonna be everything good. I will have to go back to Colombia. Like I didn't know, but and I was like, let me trust it. I fall asleep, and I woke up, and literally when I woke up, I got a call from somebody that I know me, that oh like we need somebody because the guy fall asleep and he's not answering.
Oh my gosh.
It's like he fall asleep and not answering. And one of my friends was in that music video, and she was like, I know somebody that learns so fast and he can learn it on the way here. And they were like, I need you. And then she told me that you can learn it. Change and come here right now. I literally changed and got in the metro. And then I was looking at the video the entire time. And I got there, I did the video. And then I started working with them. Like, for like months after that. And then I could manage my entire stay there, and other things, little things happen, quinceañeros, things like that. But that was like a moment that I was like, wow.
We've talked about the what, we've talked about the how and the why of what you do. I want to know what you're working towards. Like whether you're currently working, what do you dream of, and also any inside scoops. ¿Alguna exclusiva que nos puedas dar, por favor? What's coming down the pipeline?
Bueno, I'm going on tour. I'm going on tour with Lady Gaga. Okay. I'm going with the tour is coming up, starting in July. We're gonna start rehearsals soon. I cannot tell you when, because but that's what is in the horizon. I've been having a lot of thoughts about like what is next actually with me, and I don't know. And I think it's also okay not to know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, and then I'm also letting life to go. For now, I have that. It's like until next year, pretty much. And I'm gonna leave that. I'm going to be present on that tour because it's something that I've been asking in my life for. A job like that, very respectful with a meaning. There is a story. There is an artist that cares for me and cares for like me as an artist. And that's what is coming. And then personally, there's so many thoughts in my brain, but there is nothing specific. I want to do so many things. I want to come back to learn like piano. I want to start acting. I want to read more. I want to paint. I want to like do so much. Like at this time of my life, I'm like in a point like, I also want to choreograph. I want to create, direct, like so many things. But yeah. I don't know.
That's so exciting. I can't wait to see how that all goes. I'm sure you'll do it all at some point. And it's exciting because as we were talking, I realized I was at the Daddy Yankee World Tour. And so that means I saw you. But moving forward, I will attend shows and hope to see your face there and cheering you on. Vas a ver la bandera de Colombia. That's me.
Eso me llena siempre de felicidad, la
Ay,
verdad.
qué bueno. Pues thank you so much for your time, for sharing your life story. You are welcome back anytime. And with that, thank you all for joining us with another episode of Convos with Sazón. Until next time.